What's... Oh,
Oh,
you.
you.
You were at the village incident.
Yeah. Uh, You're just the person I wanted to see.
Oh, am I? Let's see you.
Yeah. Uh,
Still need to fix up your
you
lab
were.
coat.
Everything's been so chaotic. I've been moving a ton of laboratory research and resources uh, to this region recently. Uh,
Mm. And
you went down to Lucian's basement, right? During the
yes,
whole thing.
it was a
Great.
great basement.
Yeah. So I talked to Lucian, but I never went down to his basement, and he seemed like a nice guy. Uh, we agreed that we should share research notes sometime, but some of the people that came out of the basement said that I definitely shouldn't go back to his house. And
Hmm.
I wanted uh, another perspective. Because I'm going to be honest, a lot of the things that they were saying about Lucian, a lot of very ignorant people have said about me in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that guy is insane and clearly a mad scientist, and his research seemed horrible. And, like, I've had all that said about me.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted maybe some extra input on
Mm-hmm.
Lucian from someone who seems
More receptive of them.
l- less extreme about certain beliefs.
Well, their basement. I think it truly was a work of art. They seem to have great,
Yeah,
great
yeah, the
experimental,
swarm a bit of it.
great, great
What kind of stuff
tools.
was he doing down there? Because
Um,
the person I talked to wasn't exactly a scientist.
well, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm no scientist myself either,
He,
but
yeah,
seem to be dealing with blood and a bit of like flesh, like the
like
body itself.
yeah, research
The,
of the
the
body and
there were some
biology and
diagrams on the wall. I remember, like the
yeah,
anatomy. It
anatomy, yeah, biology, testing qualities of the blood.
were
Lots of annoyances in this forest. I came here
yeah,
specifically because I noticed that wither roses seem to grow here naturally,
yeah.
which I haven't seen anywhere else.
It's odd that they're
I wanted to
annoying.
research these.
Don't get stepped on their thorns. They tend to make flesh decay. Consume,
Yeah,
devour,
they're so interesting.
consume, devour, consume, consume.
I noticed before the big event went down, I'm not sure if I told you, but there were wither roses in the Pope's room.
Huh. That is an odd choice from a religious figure, but
Yeah.
the entire town of Mythspine seems weird.
Well, especially after what happened.
Especially after getting upstaged was annoying, but
Oh yeah, your plan.
my plan. Now, how much do you care for the Pope and like the church?
Oh, I couldn't care less about religious figures.
Cause to be honest, I was there to kill the Pope.
Oh.
Gonna slaughter that their leader in front of all of those hopeless little humans. Watch them despair. But then I got
Hopeless
upstaged
humans.
by
So,
something I frankly, yes, I'm a vampire. Yes, yes. Get it over with.
oh,
Ah.
I'm intrigued, not disgusted. You know I want to work with Lucian. Why would I
Yeah.
be, oh, vampire, oh,
Does
oh,
make
the
you a bit better than
humanity.
others. Especially other you're not exactly human either, are you? But you're definitely not a vampire, so
I'm intrigued by any, let's say, oddities.
oddities.
I've seen a few vampires around here and maybe even a werewolf or two, and this place seems like a convergence of very interesting people.
Yeah, it seems to be a hot spot.
Which is
And
why I'm moving my research nearby.
yes, and in fact, my old family, the castle's in the area.
Oh,
I need to head back there. Get good on repairs. Don't really have any
proper,
laborers, but I'll find a way.
proper old style vampire castle. I would love to see one restored.
Yes, I might seek Lucian's help in that as well. Seemed like they'd be able to have a
He
good
would be
hot
one
fix.
to he would be one to know what they would be like.
Yes, yes. I haven't been back to that castle since my family got slaughtered, but it's been a couple hundred years, so it can't be in a good state.
Uh,
I don't believe we ever said our names.
oh yeah, I am Willem Waller.
Willem Wallow.
Yeah,
Fair name.
a researcher and doctor.
I am Catholic's Annalise, Blade of Canehurst,
Mm.
and last surviving member of the royal family of Canehurst, I suppose.
I don't think I've heard of the family, so it must have happened a while ago.
Well, I am 576 years old, and we
Oh
were
yeah,
all slaughtered about 520-ish. Or not 520, no. I was living along with some memory issues, but I believe I was, what, around 14
oh,
when we were all slaughtered?
trust. Even eh, even in my human lifetime, in my older age, I've started to forget about certain ages.
Yes. I suppose it's good you are no longer human.
Well, most of my research so far has been uh, going into the biology and the physical and mental effects of the curse of lycanthropy. However, I would love to expand my research into vampirism all the same.
Uh,
So,
um, Many would consider vampirism a curse. I
oh,
find it
same
more
with
of
lycanthropy.
an
Yes.
ascendancy of a sorts.
Mm,
Though we
I look at it
natural born are better.
I look at it as really neither.
Mm. Mm.
It if I can figure out how lycanthropy and the vampire curses work and how they work biologically, then they're explainable and they're neither a horrible curse or much of a ascendancy as you called
Mm.
it.
Well,
Though that's going into some of my beliefs in my research.
yes, it's odd belief. To me, vampires are just above all else.
Yeah. Although
Mm.
I do thank you for uh, a more your side of the aisle
Mm.
uh, explanation of things going on with Lucian. Uh, he said
Yes,
you said he was going to help you with the restoration project,
I was thinking of
or were
looking
you just
into
going
go
to
to
ask
them.
him?
Going to ask. I haven't got any confirmation, but it seems like of the noble sort and should have proper understanding of how to help and have good amount of resources.
Hmm. So, what actually happened down there in the basement? Because everyone I talked to was more human about it, which I mean running around with like chickens with their heads cut off and panicking about some evil vampire that would kill them.
Well, what happened is, well,
Well, for one, everyone broke into his secret basement
yeah,
without
I
his consent.
came down later once they already went in, and well,
Oh, so you were
I
like a second wave
yes,
down
more
there.
second wave though was there when Lucian figured we'd all come down, and a lot of the people down there they seemed scared of what they'd found, and but I thought it was all beautiful, truly. It may have been
It
a bit
sounds that way.
messy in the
Oh,
cages, been a bit squelchy in some areas,
hmm.
but all in all, I thought it
I
was a
hope he,
beautiful sight.
I hope he does keep most of his research sterile. That is very important when working
Hmm.
with blood. Uh,
Yeah.
even the most minor things can affect any research you're doing with it.
Yes. You could presume, but I don't know why
But
everyone else was so scared. But they
it's
were, and
fear
then
of the unknown.
when Lucian came down, he was pissed, rightfully so.
I mean,
And,
everyone had broken into his secret basement.
and frankly had threatened a lot of them. Had a little
Hmm.
fun with it.
Yeah, you have to play up the you have to play up the character a bit to make sure they don't come back.
Yes, yes, you get it. And then, you know, sent a little bit of them away, sent most of them away, and kept a few down. I presume they, as penance, were experimented with a little bit.
Hmm. I wonder what he found
Nothing
out.
too major, I'd presume. Or maybe too major. breaking in, you know, there's a lot of leeway and punishment there.
Oh, speaking of breaking in,
Mm.
I went back to my lab to collect a few resources, like I told you earlier.
Mm.
Turns out some idiots tried to break into my lab while I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Something about witchcraft or whatever. Uh, they accidentally triggered something that burned down half my lab again.
Again?
Oh, it's every few months it burns down with whatever I'm doing, but this time it wasn't me, it was them.
Mm.
Anyway, the people around that town were ecstatic to see me come collect my resources out of that lab, because apparently it had been uh, giving off some horrible smoke from it, apparently toxic, for days.
Oh.
So, the breaking into Lucian's lab and getting a stern talking to seems like a nice thing to happen to these people compared to whatever happened to the people that broke into mine. I'm guessing they were trapped down there in the fire.
Uh, guess they get. I mean, that's their own fault.
Yeah, you leave some people with a lab that they think is witchcraft for a few days and they come to destroy it and then kill themselves trying to burn it down.
Yes, yes. Oh, I must say, curious how you found me. We're not exactly near anyone.
Well, like I said, I was researching wither roses in this forest and I smelled a vampire orchid.
Hmm.
And I wanted to come catalog one, but they
It's
are
just
fairly rare outside of some areas.
yes, though I do have one. A spare,
Thank you.
other than the one in my hair. They're quite useful and quite beautiful, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was going to ask Lucian when I was exchanging notes with him uh, because I've gone in depth on wolfsbane and wolfberries, obviously, for
Mm-hmm.
my werewolf research notes, but I only have a work in progress for vampire orchids.
Uh,
Uh, I can't exactly do tests on what like effects they have on a body of a vampire in certain circumstances without having a vampire
yeah.
to test with.
Yes,
So,
yes, though, in my experience, vampire orchids, they don't really have anything special one on just touch. Though I do believe the petals can be used. Stupid fucking dog! Excuse me there. I hope you won't. I don't really care what you think of me for saying that. Though I do know
some of
the...
the more feral werewolves are definitely coming out in force.
I do know the petals can be used to make foods for vampires, and I'm not sure how edible they are to others, but...
Oh, would the uh, do you know that some probably vampires were giving out vampire cupcakes at the town event to random people?
Oh, some of those cursed cupcakes.
Yes. Were they? Did they have any orchid? Do you know?
No, they do not.
Ah.
It is simply a blood dough and frosting.
Hmm.
Consume.
So, vampire orchids, I guess, lean more towards wolfberry than wolfsbane in terms of plant.
Yes. I
Although
suppose the
I
vampire.
have made some interesting research towards wolfberry, even though it is just mostly food.
Mm-hmm. I believe the vampire equivalent of wolfsbane would be garlic. As annoying as it is when those hunters use it, it gives a bad rash.
You know, I was invited multiple times to the hunter camp.
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
I turned them down softly. Uh,
I
I'm not
wonder
exactly
why.
I'm not exactly one to uh, go out and try and kill anything that I don't understand.
Yes,
That seems like most hunters. I think you can summarize that I do enjoy the act of understanding what
yeah.
great mysteries are out there, and hunters always seem to be the opposite of me.
Yes. Hunters, they like to only understand the ways they can kill, not their proper place. Reminds me of an encounter I had with the one big hunter hired by the Pope. You know, the one that lost their arm?
Oh, he lost his arm?
Yes. The whatever took over the Pope, which I'm fairly certain that is some kind of vampiric being, deity, maybe, or something of the sorts.
Hmm.
Apparently moved faster than he could see. And so he lost his arm. And now apparently it takes all his mana just to maintain his little new ice arm, and I find it hilarious. I found him moping in the snowy forest.
That was the same guy. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah,
That's who invited me to the hunter's camp.
yeah.
That I know why he invited me actually. I hope it's not too offensive, but during the whole town event, I pulled him off to the side and said, "Hey, if you do kill any vampires, I would be willing to buy the body off you." Like,
Uh,
living or not, that would have helped my research. I would prefer living, but I didn't see him as one to agree to
leaving
deliver
one
me a
alive.
living vampire.
Yeah, he. Apparently, the Pope actually prevented him from killing us vampires that were there at the event, which I find hilarious.
I mean, considering the wither roses and certain things suspect in the town, I feel like he may have known more about this
Yes,
transformation
yes.
than he let on.
Apparently, the Pope was being all naive and wanted to wait for the event to be over, which, if he didn't have the transformation, whatever happened, really would have been his last mistake when I gutted him like a pig. But
I am
you know,
curious, what was the escape plan?
oh, something like this.
Oh, interesting.
Little piece of useful vampire magic.
Yeah. I'm not quite the expert in different magics. I've experimented with lots of lightning.
As I could tell, I believe nature is more.
Yeah, I started with nature, but I that was in my phase where I was still going over the major biological changes.
Hmm.
Uh, and then uh, it was a failed experiment. I was trying to figure out the medical uses of controlled shocks on the body.
Ooh.
Uh, and it seems uh, a couple months worth of gaining exposure and resistance to uh, probably too much electricity flowing through the body. It does something to a werewolf's magic. Maybe. I
Hmm.
do want to test it on another werewolf. Uh,
Interesting, interesting. Hmm.
but
Well, if I ever seem to have a werewolf in my hands, I might call you on and we can test it.
I have a few leads on finding werewolves. Uh, I met some people in the town who told I told about the basics of my research because they seemed more open-minded, uh, and they told me they had some leads. I haven't visited them yet though, so
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I've meandered on enough. I really should be heading back to my ancestral home.
yes, yes. This conversation has been very helpful for me,
Good, good. I'm
and
sure Lucine will just enjoy having you over in your research.
I feel like we're kindred spirits at this point, but I'll have to get to know the man.
Hmm. Well, I shall be off now. Good day, Wolf.
Good day to you.
Hmm. Interesting dog. A bit more humorous and knowledgeable than the rest. Still, still a dog that so unkempt. Truly. But they may be useful. I will possibly invest in getting them a better outfit and see if I could agree with Lucian to have him as a royal doctor of sorts. I need to rebuild a fort. Better countess.